Good evening, class. My name is Hector Marquez. I belong to group number 4, which consists of Regina Johnson, Monique Doe, Antoinette Sloan, and Daisy Morales. Today, we'll present a case of a gentleman by the name of Sal Franco. He was referred by the doctors to the Senior Service Social Worker associated with the housing unit. This referral happened when he went to a checkup visit to keep up with his high blood pressure problem and gastritis problem. He went for health problems to the doctor, and at that intervention, the doctor asked him how he was doing. Then this is the response that Mr. Franco gave to the doctor. I guess I'm okay for an old widower. I don't think it really matters how I feel or what I do anymore at this age. This actually gave the doctor the signal that Mr. Franco needed more help aside from the medication and the health services that he was receiving from the hospital or the clinic. The outcome that the doctor hopes to get is more mental health, more counseling, more service, more to somebody who's going to be there to talk about the grieving problem that Mr. Franco is suffering due to the fact that his wife passed 3 years ago, the loneliness that he is suffering due to the fact that his immediate family, it is not there for him due to several reasons, and how he is dealing with the alcohol problem since it has increased since his wife passed away. At continuation, we're going to see and explain the eco map of Mr. Franco's family and outside systems that influence him or have an effect on him.
Go.
So now we're going to actually describe the eco map and how the different systems that we as a group came up with, how they're going to connect to Mr. Franco. Let's first, before we actually take a look at the whole eco map, let's take a look at the legend, how the connections are going to be put up and what it actually mean. Right now, you can see that the neutral connection is noted by a one single green arrow. A positive connection is by 2 green arrows in here. The conflict connection or stress connection, it is actually marked by a red squiggly line, and the family connection is actually noted by a black arrow that leads to the person that is connected to Mr. Franco. As we can see in here, we have Mr. Franco or Sal in the middle. We're going to explain the family and how it used to be or how it is nowadays. Mr. Franco is in the middle. His wife, who passed away 3 years ago, is by the name of Maria, and as we can see, out of that marriage, there were 4 children. So we have Dominic, we have an out-of-state daughter, we have a military daughter, and we have a son with Down syndrome. At the moment, that's what the family consists of. As we noticed while we had the case handed by the doctor, the closest child, it is actually Dominic. He has a family of his own, and he is running a business that Maria and Saul got together while they were still together. So they own a business and they actually sold it or gave it to Dominic, who is taking care of the business at the moment. The out-of-state daughter every now and then comes and visits, but is always calling to check up on Sal, how he is. Due to the fact that it's expensive for her to come from out-of-state often, she reduces her visits to special events such as Christmas, birthday parties, those kind of things. Now, for the military daughter, it's actually really hard since she is at an active duty and she is out of the country. Some with Down syndrome, he is actually in a house where he is receiving all the proper treatment for his condition, and so Mr. Franco actually goes to see him every now and then, but due to the fact that they both have some situations going on, the condition that Mr. Franco has and the condition that his son has, it's actually a little bit too complicated or different, so they actually limit their interactions. Now let's see what the intervention process is going to be as what we came out as a group. Let's talk about the different resources. Let's talk about this one. Since we mentioned that Mr. Franco has a drinking problem ever since his wife passed away, we noticed that the increasing of drinking problems, the increasing of drinking became problems when he's taking medication. So he's taking medication while drinking, or vice versa, drinking while he's taking medication. So we recommend the Alcoholics Anonymous, which is a help group for that. As we can see the connection here, it is actually a stress confliction because he does not want to get help for his drinking problems. He actually doesn't think he has a drinking problem due to the fact that it's actually helping him, according to Mr. Franco, to overcome the loneliness and the low self-esteem that he has at the moment ever since Maria passed away. So we have a shrink, which is a positive connection to the entire family, but it is also a distress connection to Mr. Franco. The reason why we do this is because obviously everybody is getting benefit because Mr. Franco is getting help. He is actually venting. He is actually expressing how he feels about life and everything that is going on around him. It is affecting him. Now, it is a stress connection because we see that he does not want to admit that there is something wrong. So the shrink or psychologist will help the family understand that how he is adjusting to the loss of Maria. The social worker is actually ourselves. We were recommended by the doctor, and this is where this one is putting everybody else together. Well, not everybody else, but in conjoinment to make his lifestyle better or to engage in different activities. And different activities such as the community center will be a good place to start since Mr. Franco has a loneliness problem, and due to the fact that Dominic is running the business, he has a daughter out of state, which is not here. We have a military daughter, which is not even in the country, and a son with Down's syndrome. He actually has not a lot of family that he can count on or see. Not saying that he doesn't have any friends or anything, but since they immigrated from another country, they actually started the business right away, so they didn't really have that much time to make connections with other people. Now, the community center is actually a center where there are older people who have, don't have that many family or related people with them, so they actually have activities such as, they play chess, dominoes, movie nights, those kind of things. This center will be very beneficial for Mr. Franco because he will interact with other people his age, and they might have some similar situation that is going on with him. The last thing that I want to mention here is actually the doctor. And as you can see, all of these three are positive connections to Sal. The doctor is actually one of the biggest positive connections due to the fact that he is taking care of him and his health by giving him prescriptions, taking care of the checkups, those kind of things. So definitely this is a positive connection to Mr. Franco. Dominic and the out-of-state daughter, there are positive connections as well because they are not physically there all the time, but they are checking on him, either calls, the out-of-state daughter, or having dinner with him every once a week, or those kind of things. These two children, for example, the military daughter and son with Down syndrome, it's actually a neutral connection due to the fact that they don't really get to see or interact with Mr. Franco that much as the other two. So this has been the explanation of the EcoMap, and right now we're going to see the actual skit that is going to represent the interactions from the social worker and Mr. Franco for the interview process whenever they started and how they actually got to the different services that are listed in here. Thank you.
Hello, come on in.
Oh,
I'm Monique.
nice to meet you. I'm Mr. Franco, South Franco.
Okay, come on in, have a seat. So what brings you to see me today?
I recently went for a checkup due to health problems that I have. I went to my head doctor and he actually gave me a referral to you.
Okay. Well, what concerns did your doctor have that he referred you to me?
Well, as a 75-year-old, I have health problems. I have high blood pressure. I have, all kind of things that are going on with me right now. But he actually was surprised when I mentioned that to him. It's like I said that it doesn't really matter how I feel now since I am old and I'm a widower. So, it doesn't really matter. That's when he decided to make the referral for me. I told him that it doesn't really matter what I do or how I feel at my age, this age.
Okay, well, I think everybody matters for their entire life. So it concerns me that you don't think what you do matters anymore.
Well, yeah, it doesn't really matter because I am alone. I am alone and I don't have nobody to look up to or to talk to or to, nobody cares for me anymore.
You mentioned you were a widower. How long has your wife been away?
She passed away 3 years ago. 3 years ago, yeah. So I've been dealing with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't imagine losing my husband. So yeah, you have any kids?
Yes, I have 4. I have an older son who is running the business that I used to own. I have an out-of-state daughter. I have a military daughter, and I have a son with Down syndrome.
Well, a lot of kids. That's good. Do you see them very often?
No, I do not. I only see my older son, and it's once a week when he decides to invite me to dinner. And my daughter out of state calls me every day to see how I'm doing, but I don't see her often, only special occasions.
Okay, well, what do you do all day?
Nothing. Just I deal with the loneliness and I'm like feeling a little depressed and just there, have a couple drinks.
You're feeling depressed?
Yeah, my wife died, so I don't have a wife anymore.
Well, yeah, that's true. And you're still feeling really depressed?
I don't feel depressed, and like my good friend Jose Cuervo helps me.
Mm-hmm. Well, when dealing with depression, I usually like to recommend someone see a psychiatrist and see if maybe they need antidepressants to help them with that. Or perhaps see a psychologist who does more therapy work. Would you be interested in either of those?
I don't think I would be interested, but I do want to get, have some company.
Well, we have actually several things right here on campus that you can do. We have a community center that has all kinds of programs for seniors. They have bingo day, and they have dancing, and they have a small exercise class, which are designed for older people who can't bend as easily as those in their 20s do. Are you interested in anything like that?
Yes, I would be interested in the community center to make some friends and kill some time. I don't see many people all day, so it would be interesting to have a chess tournament or anything of that nature.
Okay. I can get you their number and their address. It's just right across the street.
Okay.
What else can I do for you today?
I'm not sure.
Do you want to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or would you prefer just to start with getting out of the house and doing something?
I think it will be a good start with the community center and then move on from there to see how I'm feeling, how well I'm coping with the rest of the people there.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that would be a good start. We don't want to overload you and push too many things at once. Okay, so I heard you mention that you drink every day.
It's just a couple of drinks. It's not that much. But yeah, it's the way I handle my loss with my wife. She used to be a very supportive person, and right now I don't have that support. So a few drinks a day don't really hurt me, right?
Well, I can understand that. Many people fall into drinking when a loved one has passed, but it's been for years, and if you're still drinking that much, and especially if you're drinking alone, you might want to consider doing something like Alcoholics Anonymous, or just trying to cut back on your own.
See, it's only a couple of drinks a day, so it's not that much. I'm okay with the drink.
What does drinking help you with?
Feel good to forget. I mean, since I have health problems, it helps me relax my muscles and all that. So, it's good for me.
Well, with relaxing your muscles and helping you sleep, there are actually several herbal medications that are non-addictive that you could try. You could see if those help you. I can give you the name of some of the medications that would be beneficial if you'd like to try them.
I wouldn't mind trying them, but I don't want to give up my drinking. I don't want to give my 2 scotch and my tequila shots a day.
Yeah, well, I still encourage you to start.
Okay, like I'm willing to start at the community center. After, if everything goes well, see the psychologist, the shrink, and slowly entering the Alcoholics Anonymous group that you're suggesting.
Okay.
I do want to get better. I don't like being alone. I don't like being depressed.
And that's where the community center can really help you. You can have something to do every day for a couple of hours, however much you can handle, and be around other people and make some friends your age that can understand where you're coming from better than I can. And once you start doing that, then we can revisit the alcoholic issue. Because I do want to see you cutting back and getting help with that.
That works for me.
Okay. All right. I will call you, and I will give you the number of any other resources I can think of that will help you. Do you want to set another appointment to meet with me?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay, let me put my calendar here. I have an appointment available next week, next Tuesday, at 3 o'clock. Would that work for you?
That works for me. I have nothing to do.
Okay, well, I think that'll be all for today. I'll let you go and go about your business. Contact the community center before next week, okay?
I will.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Franco.
Thank you.